of water, or are you good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. We'll start us off with 2 questions. Okay, we'll open up with 2 questions for Coach Davis. Then we'll take questions for the players. Who has the first question? Wait for the microphone, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm Caroline with the Daily Tar Heel. Hubert, as your team was facing so much physicality and playing with foul trouble, what was just your message to them?
Well, just that, we're built for that. We've, in the locker room, just telling them, so proud of how they've stayed connected, stayed the course through ups and downs, perseverance. There's a level of toughness here that has been developed over the last 7 or 8 months that we've been together. And we were in these type of situations earlier in the year and weren't able to get stronger. And we were able to do it today. And as a coach, to be able to see these guys perform under pressure and do it together is one of the most amazing things that you can see as a coach.
Back of the room.
Hubert, right back here, sorry. Yeah. Brendan Marks from The Athletic. You mentioned, obviously, you guys have been in these experiences a bunch of times before. Obviously, it's tied with 3.5 minutes to go. How much do you attribute those last 3.5 minutes to the growth of the team, and how much do you contribute to the banked experiences that you guys had in those late-game situations through the first couple of months?
I think both. I mean, I think being in that situation so many times, you can draw upon those experiences where it worked out and where it didn't. And so being that type of situation, these guys now step towards it as opposed to standing still or maybe taking a step back. And sometimes you still, the outcome doesn't go your way, but down in the stretch, it's the discipline and details to be able to execute on both ends of the floor. We didn't turn the ball over, we executed, we scored. And on the defensive end, we defended, didn't foul, and didn't give them second chance opportunities. That's the game. And that's a game earlier in the year that we lost. And I think it shows tremendous growth in where we are right now.
Okay, now we'll take questions for Ven-Allen. Front row.
Stephen Arthur, Virginia Tech Television. Ven-Allen, you had those 2 huge dunks under the 2 minutes in the end of the game. What were the emotions kind of like for you as you practically put the dagger in?
It was just electric, and just making plays like that, just knowing that Coach always emphasized of going to offensive boards, just getting us, second chance opportunities. Just the way I just kind of want to just attack the rim and give, our team a chance to, give us a win. It was very important that, I just had to make those 2 dunks.
Third row to our left.
Bob Holliday, WRAL.com. Ven-Allen, you had 10 points, 13 rebounds, 3-4 blocks. And a lot of what you did came after you got your 4th foul. Was there any increased emotion? What was your mindset after you got the 4th foul? And particularly, Wake Forest went with 3 bigs at the end. How did you get by them for those 2 rebound slams?
Yeah, it was obviously frustrating getting those 4 fouls and just knowing that you had to play smart and, just not try and play too physical to get your 5th one and to set out the game. We just know it's really important for me just to play smart and just to stay in it, So I just made sure I just stay present and just know I can just try to do whatever I can.
Back right.
Hi, Ven. Michael Coe, WCHL and ChapelBoro.com. When you see your head coach get a technical foul late in the second half.
I didn't get it.
Oh, the bench.
That wasn't me.
The bench.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Sorry, Hubert. My bad.
I got one against Michigan State.
My bad, Hubert.
That's
sorry.
okay.
When you see the bench get a technical foul, Ven, what kind of effect did that have on the team? Did that sort of, catalyze you to make that big late game run to put the game away?
No, I mean, that's just part of the game. Those type of situation happens. We just the 5 guys on the court just kind of just stay together. Just know no matter what happens, let's just finish out the game the right way. Make the right plays on offensive end and get some stops on defensive side, and then that will really determine the game.
Front row.
Hey, Ven-Allen, Steve Reed with the Associated Press. Obviously, there's a lot of talk bubble watch, and how much do you guys talk about that as players? And did you talk about it coming into this tournament that you might have to get to the semifinals? And do you think you're in?
No, there's not really much talk, at least, for me and, from the guys. It's just really just taking it one game at a time, just facing our opponent, who's right in front of us, and just kind of just keeping our head forward, staying grounded and just knowing that we got another opportunity tomorrow. And so that's our main focus right now.
Back of the room.
Ven-Allen, Dick Cox with Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting. As a big guy playing inside, do you like a physical game like that, or is it hard to do your job when it's that physical?
I mean, as long as it's physical and fair, that I can rock with it. But that's sometimes it's gonna go our way, sometimes it doesn't. So it's just playing through the physicality and the toughness, and just really just showing how tough we really are. And I believe that we show that.
Fourth row on the aisle.
Ven-Allen, Ashley Mahoney with Axios Charlotte. You mentioned, of course, being focused on the team that's right in front of you, and the path to the championship will go through Duke. What are your thoughts on having to face them again?
Just knowing that we want that. We want that competition. We want, our revenge against them, And so just give us another opportunity just to get a win against them and just to play a really great team, just to give us a chance to play in the championship.
Middle of the room.
Ven-Allen, when Alex Zettler with the Charlotte Observer, when RJ rolls his ankle and he insists on staying in the game and then ultimately makes a couple plays down the stretch, what does that mean to you as a teammate?
That just shows the type of player he is and the type of person he is. Just the toughness that he just goes through adversity and just to play through it. It's not easy, playing on a hurt ankle or just being injured. But just his toughness that he showed on the court, just to be able to stay in and just play through it. It really just shows the type of player he is, and that's something that we really need. Just a player like that.
Any other questions for Ven-Allen? Front row, last one.
Ven-Allen, you had those 13 rebounds during the game. What was kind of the strategy to keep a keen eye on the ball?
Just going. Really just trying to get inside position and just really just tracking the ball in the air. It's just really important for me just to know, just to get those second chance opportunities on the offensive side and on the defensive end, just to limit them to one shot. And so it's really just for me just to, assert myself in the paint and just grab those balls.
Okay, Ven-Allen, thank you. I head back to the locker room. The Carolina locker room is open until 5:38. We'll now take questions for Coach Davis. First one, second row to our right, Coach.
Brett Friedlander, Saturday Down South. Hubert, I know you addressed this a little on Saturday, but could you kind of address the urgency that RJ seems to be playing with right now and how that just kind of carries over to everybody else?
Well, yeah, there is urgency because he has no more eligibility left, but there's also a sense of calmness and steadiness that this team has needed all year long, and especially in situations like late game, having a guy like RJ that's been there, done that before, and being able to draw on his experience and how calm he is and be able to execute under pressure. Just helps out our team so much. And you have to have people, you have to have leaders like that on the team, and I can't think of anyone better than RJ.
Back right.
Hubert, Michael Coe, WCHL.
Was not my technical.
Not your technical. What can you say about the performances of Jay Witt and Ven? I mean, they both had their shooting struggles early on in the game, but they both made critical plays throughout the game without scoring, and also late in the game in that run. What can you say about their performance in the front court?
Yeah, that's one of the things that, we talk about is there's so many ways that you can be impactful out there on the floor to help your team win. Winning plays is not just scoring. There's rebounding, talking on defense, diving on loose balls, getting steals, deflections, making a free throw, all those different types of things, being able to execute. And so, again, when you have Ven's a junior, Jay Witt's fifth-year senior, that type of experience. They've been in tight situations before and feel comfortable about stepping up and making plays in those situations.
Back left.
Coach, Duke and UNC facing once again this year, 3 times now. You guys have faced each other a lot in the ACC tournament in the past. Do you want to touch up on the history of that, or is it just another game for y'all? Well,
I mean, I don't think We haven't played them since I've been head coach in the ACC. I don't think so. But I mean, playing Duke is it's an opportunity to play against the #1 team in the country. Obviously, they're playing extremely well. We just played them last week on senior night on our home floor, and we're excited about the opportunity to be able to compete against them tomorrow night at 7.
Back left.
Hubert, Brian Murphy with WRAL. This league, obviously, in the past has gotten so many teams in the NCAA tournament. Sort of going above 500 in this league would put you in automatically. What has changed, and what can this league do to make sure that it gets 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 or 9 teams in the tournament?
Well, I grew up right outside of Washington, D.C. I was born in Winston-Salem, and I grew up with the ACC tournament and the ACC, conference. And I know that I'm biased, but I think it's the best conference in college basketball. And you compete against Wake Forest and Syracuse and Louisville and Boston College every night. Come firsthand and see the competition and how not only does this conference produce unbelievable teams, but unbelievable teams that do great in the tournament, that have incredible players that go to the next level and have outstanding NBA careers as well.
We'll take 3 more questions. Front row.
Coach Steve Reed from the Associated Press. With that said, do you feel like this team has earned a spot in the NCAA tournament, especially after this win?
The thing that I always focus on is what is real. And so you asked that a similar question to Ven, and my communication with them in regards to the NCAA tournament has been 0. What is real for us is our improvement as a team. What is real for us has been the opponent right in front of us. Right now it's playing Duke tomorrow at 7, and those are the things that we're focused on. I've always believed this from Coach Smith and Coach Guthridge. If you just focus on the preparation, the process in your play, everything else will take care of itself. And so that's where our focus is on, and I feel like we're getting better and we feel like we're improving.
Third row.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com. You held Wake Forest to 34% shooting, 2 of 22 from 3. There were a lot of long possessions, including a number of shot clock violations. How satisfying was it for you as their coach to see those long possessions and see Wake really struggle to get a shot?
I like the long possessions. I don't know if they like the long possessions, but one of the things that we always say to each other for everything, but specifically from a defensive standpoint, is whatever it takes. And I can't tell you, just the communication in the huddle. Now we've got multiple players in the huddle saying, whatever it takes just to get a stop, whatever it takes to finish the possession with the box-out rebound, whatever it takes to defend without fouling. And so now it's going from player to player, and they have really bought into it, whether it's playing defense for 5 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it takes. Let's see if we can get a stop, because if we can get a stop and a rebound, then we get to go in transition where we've been consistently good all season.
Last question. Back of the room.
Coach, the first 4 minutes of each half, or 2 of the segments, are probably most important in your game. Can you got off to a slow start, but can you talk about, you came out of the locker room after halftime and it seemed to set the tone for the rest of the game for you?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I talked to the team throughout the whole game and kind of chop up the game in 4-minute parts. At the beginning of the game, hey, let's make this the best 4 minutes. Let's get multiple stops to start the game. And then at the 8-minute mark, let's make this the best 4 minutes we've played all game. Coming out of half, let's set the tone for the first 4 minutes. It starts with defense, rebounding, taking care of the basketball. And then the last 3 minutes, hey, here we are. Let's tighten the screws on the discipline and details, and let's execute on both ends of the floor. So that's communication that us as a team has consistently throughout the game, not just at the beginning of the game or the beginning of the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow.